Hey commissions, were you one of the kids who used to come back from school and just turn the TV on and switch to Cartoon Network to enjoy Ben 10 episodes whole day? Well, this video is for you because
it's hero time!
Throughout Ben 10, there have been various different realities in numerous timelines. Every canon reality branches off from the classic timeline. However, the video game and comic book timelines aren't canon because they need to have an internal thematic core that binds them. The entire multiverse is part of a greater Cartoon Network multiverse. Let's explain the entire Ben 10 timeline. Main timeline. A main timeline is a core timeline around which a given Ben 10 continuity focuses on. There will often be branching timelines or dimensions that exist parallel to the main timelines in which events transpire differently, each usually having their own native Omnitrix-wielding hero. Such as, Classic Timeline, the timeline around which the 2005 Ben 10 series, its sequels Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, and Omniverse, and all of their movies revolve. Most contemporary media also took place in the original timeline, regardless of canon. Commonly known as the Prime Timeline. Reboot Timeline, the parallel timeline within which the 2016 Ben 10 series takes place. It can also be considered a shared dimension with a younger version of Rex from Generator Rex. Referred to by Maximilian Tennyson as Dimension 27998.3. This timeline is a canon dimension within the multiverse. Which is your favorite Ben 10 season? Let me know in the comments. Now let's talk about canon alternate timelines and dimensions. No Watch Timeline, a timeline where Ben was never supposed to come into contact with the Omnitrix. This timeline was the sole surviving timeline after Vilgax's Chronosipian time bomb was detonated. Gweniverse, a timeline in which Gwen Tennyson found the Omnitrix instead of Ben. Dimension 23, it's a dimension with a blue color scheme and a bizarre connection to the number 23. It is the home dimension of Ben 23. Mad Ben's Dimension, a post-apocalyptic dimension paying homage to Mad Max, where everyone is desperate for resources like food, fuel and especially water. It is the home dimension of Mad Ben. There is also a timeline in which events of Ben 10 Race Against Time takes place. Dimension 12, a dimension ruled by Computron and his minions. Billy Billions was trapped here for many years, but he did not age because in this dimension time does not pass in the same manner. Time Heals Timeline, where the Earth is ruled by Hex. This timeline created by Gwen Tennyson when she tried to alter the past. Paradox's Failure Timeline, in which Professor Paradox failed to stop the trans-dimensional monster. Argetrix Timeline, where Arget obtains the Omnitrix from Azimuth, who sold it to cover some old gambling debts. Maximilian Tennyson's Dimension, a dimension where Ben is killed by an invading alien X. It is the home dimension of Maximilian Tennyson. Dimension 12041.5, this is where Gwen never went on the summer road trip with Ben and Max. Evil Ben's Dimension, a dimension where Gwen and Max were killed by Vilgax and Ben remains trapped as Alien X after shattering his Omnitrix, which also resulted in an explosion that vanquished Vilgax, thereby avenging his family. Ben 10 lore is bigger than we expect, so let's take a look at unseen timelines. Well, technically we can't look at them cause they are unseen. Anyways, Eon's Timeline, this is where Eon originated from. Bad Ben's Timeline is a negative polarity timeline. Nega Ben's Timeline, it is described as being like the most hipster parts of Seattle or Portland. Benzaro's Dimension, a dimension suffering from a zombie outbreak. The resident Ben Tennyson aka Patient 10 was one such victim of the outbreak. Negative Alien X Timeline, where Albedo used Alien X and was stuck in that form for a year. Squirrel 10 Timeline, this is an aborted timeline where a squirrel gets the Omnitrix. There are also unnamed timelines, where many alternate versions of Ben Tennyson were enslaved by Eon. We can also count unnamed dimensions, in which many alternate versions of Ben Tennyson were injured or killed by evil Ben as Alien X before stealing their watches. There are also 4 other dimensions which are the home of Bens from original, Alien Force, Ultimate Alien and Omniverse respectively. We can see them in the Alien Extinction crossover. Speaking of crossover, there are 2 Gwen 10 dimensions where Gwen Tennyson gets the Omnitrix instead of Ben. Then there are also other important dimensions such as Null Void. It's an alternate dimension that is not part of the branching timestream. It was discovered by the Galvan and turned into a penal colony. It is filled with floating rocks. Null Guardians are the guards of this prison dimension. It is possible that the null void shown in the reboot is the same place shown in the first 4 series. Legerdemain, also known as the Realm of Magic, it's an interdimensional realm believed to be the place from which all magic in the universe flows. Forge of Creation. The Forge of Creation is the source of the universe's greatest power and where ideas become real. It is outside the universe. Dagon's World, a parallel dimension in which Dagon and the Lucubra live. That was the complete timeline and dimensions. If you have any questions, then hit the comment section, I will reply as soon as possible. So that's a wrap. If you are a Ben 10 fan, then make sure to hit like and share button and smash the subscribe button with the bell icon. Don't forget to catch me on other social media for early superhero updates. I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, remember one thing. You are the Comicians.